This axis affects hair growth and you've probably never heard of it. Most people think hair loss starts in the scalp. They blame genetics, they blame DHT, they blame shampoo, they blame aging. But what if your hair loss actually started in a hidden stress network between your brain, hormones, and even the scalp itself? What if the real signal telling your follicles to slow down, shrink, shed, and stop regenerating began long before you even noticed a single strand fall out? Today we're going to be talking about one of the most overlooked causes of hair loss, the HPA axis. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people can use every oil, serum, vitamin, and treatment in the world and yet keep losing hair. Because they never address the system telling the hair to fall. So what is the HPA axis? HPA stands for Hypothalamic Pituitary Adrenal Axis. It is your body's primary stress response network. Think of it like your internal survival system. When your body senses danger, pressure, fear, trauma, poor sleep, illness, overwork, emotional stress, or chronic anxiety, this system activates on beast mode. It works in 3 steps. First, hypothalamus. This is the area of the brain that detects stress and releases CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone. Then the pituitary gland. The pituitary receives the signal and releases ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. And then the adrenal glands, which is your adrenal glands receive the ACTH and release cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Now, cortisol is not bad. It helps you survive. It raises blood sugar, it keeps you alert, mobilizes energy, and it handles emergencies, so you need it. But when stress hormones become chronic, cortisol can stop being helpful at this point. And that's when hair starts paying the price. The big mistake most people make. Most people think the hair is just a cosmetic tissue. It's not. It is a hair follicle. It has its own biological active mini organ. It has its own stem cells, own immune system regulation, blood supply, hormone receptors, inflammatory signaling, growth cycles, and circadian timing signals. That means your follicles are constantly listening to the chemistry of your body. It's communicating. When your internal environment changes, your hair responds accordingly. Now, how chronic stress changes hair growth? Hair grows in cycles. Anagen, which is the growth phase, catagen, which is the regression phase, and telogen, which is the resting and the shedding phase. Now, healthy hair stays in the growth phase for years. But chronic stress can disrupt that cycle. It shortens the anagen phase. Hair doesn't grow as long, thick, or as strong. It triggers early catagen, so follicles prematurely begin shutting down and you don't even know it. And then it extends the telogen phase, which stays in that phase for a very long period of time, which creates delayed shedding and slow regrowth. So many people think their follicles are dead. But often they're not dead. They are stressed and dormant. The hidden discovery almost nobody talks about. Now here is where the things truly get fascinating. Researchers found that your skin and your hair follicles can create their own local stress response system, meaning your scalp has its own mini HPA axis. Your scalp can locally produce stress mediators such as CRH, ACTH-like signaling, and cortisol-related glucocorticoids. Listen to that again. Your scalp can locally produce stress mediators such as CRH, ACTH-like signaling, cortisol-related glucocorticoids, and your scalp doesn't only listen to stress from the brain. It can generate stress signals locally, which means topically. That means irritation, inflammation, microbial imbalance, poor circulation, harsh products, scratching, oxidative stress, and scalp damage may create a local environment that tells follicles to shut down. Your scalp can become a stress organ. And if that happens, you can have normal labs and still experience poor hair growth. Now here's the part almost no one explains online. If your scalp has its own mini stress axis, you may be able to calm it directly, which means some people don't need stronger stimulants first. They need a scalp that no longer feels under attack. So, how to calm a scalp's mini stress axis? First thing you're going to do is use ketoconazole shampoo. This is one of the most evidence-based tools for inflammatory scalp conditions. It is useful for dandruff, scalp dermatitis, itchy scalp, and oil-driven inflammation, your natural sebum overproduction of it, microbial overgrowth, and it helps reduce inflammatory burden around the follicles. So use it 1 to 2 times every week unless otherwise you need to use it more by a doctor and if they tell you to. Let it sit several minutes before rinsing. About 3 to 5 minutes is good. You're going to use a niacinamide topical, which is highly underrated. Niacinamide may help support scalp barrier function, reduce irritation, regulate excess oil, scalp sebum, calm inflammation, improve local resilience. A healthy scalp barrier matters because irritated skin can keep the local stress response active. Number 3, caffeine topicals. Caffeine may support microcirculation, follicle metabolism, longer growth phase signaling, reduce oxidative stress. Stress often constricts blood flow, so caffeine may help locally counter that sluggish environment. Number 5, green tea topicals. So green tea compounds may reduce inflammatory cytokines and oxidative stress, especially useful for oily or reactive scalps. So in this case, you can make a concoction with caffeine, like regular caffeine black tea, and then green tea, mix them together in equal parts. Use it as a spray topically every single night if you are dealing with scalp irritation and scalp inflammation. Number 6, aloe vera. This is helpful for burning scalp, irritation, dryness, and reactive skin. It helps the scalp with cooling and soothing when the scalp feels inflamed. And then number 7, gentle scalp massages. So not aggressive rubbing. Gentle massage may support circulation, lymphatic flow, tension reduction, and parasympathetic calming. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes. I suggest 20 minutes every day. It can be useful. And there is a way of doing a scalp massage, which I'm going to show you right here. So you're going to hold the scalp on opposite sides, right? And you're going to turn it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you're going to move it up and down. You have to move the skin, right? You're going to look at my ponytail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What this is going to do is when your scalp is tense and the skin doesn't move, that's when your follicles are constricted and your vessels are constricted. So blood cannot flow into that area properly. So you're going to have to do these scalp massages 10 to 20 minutes, 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes evening. I do it 10 minutes morning and 10 minutes evening. This is the scalp massage you're going to do. You're not going to do it with your hands like this. You're not going to do it with your fingertips like this. You're going to have to physically move the scalp like this. And then you're going to start to feel it gets warm. Like my scalp is already warm right now. So that means good blood circulation. Now, important warning. Many people make this mistake. To stimulate an inflamed scalp. That's like flooring the gas pedal while the engine is damaged. If the scalp is irritated, inflamed, itchy, or reactive, you need to calm the environment first, and then you can stimulate growth. So cortisol also damages hair in other ways. Even if the scalp is treated locally, chronic stress from the body still matters because cortisol doesn't only affect the scalp, it affects the whole system. Cortisol redirects resources away from the hair. During survival mode, the body prioritizes brain, heart, muscles for immediate energy systems. Hair is not essential for survival. It is basically cosmetic. So resources are diverted away from growth. That means less energy, fewer nutrients, weaker signaling for follicles. Stress and blood flow. Stress activates the sympathetic nervous system. It is the fight or flight response. This can narrow blood vessels. Reduced scalp circulation may impair oxygen delivery, amino acid transport, nutrient supply, waste removal. Follicles are energy-hungry tissues, okay, like a teenager growing up. They need constant support. Stress and inflammation, acute cortisol can lower inflammation, but chronic cortisol dysregulation may create cortisol resistance. There's a difference. That inflammation rises. That can contribute to itching, burning scalp, dandruff, perifollicular inflammation, sensitivity, accelerated thinning. Many people only blame DHT, but stress can amplify androgenetic hair loss through several pathways. Stress can worsen inflammation, insulin resistance, hormonal balance, local enzyme activity, meaning DHT may be the trigger, but stress will be the amplifier. So stress and thyroid. Chronic stress may impair conversion of T4 into active T3. T3 supports metabolism and hair cycling. So some people experience diffuse shedding, dry, brittle hair, slow regrowth, fatigue, and feeling cold. Even when basic thyroid markers appear normal, which the doctors will tell you they are, but they're actually not. So stress and blood sugar. Repeated cortisol spikes raise glucose. Over time, this may worsen insulin resistance. That matters because insulin dysfunction is linked to androgenetic alopecia, PCOS-related shedding, inflammation, poor circulation. Hair often reacts to metabolic stress early. So stress and gut function. Chronic stress can reduce stomach acid. Low stomach acid means no absorption of foods, vitamins, and minerals. Digestive enzyme output, motility, microbiome balance. This may reduce absorption of nutrients needed for hair, such as iron, zinc, B12, amino acids, magnesium. Some people eat well, but absorb poorly. So stress and sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Deep sleep also supports repairs and hormones. Deep sleep also supports repair hormones. So if sleep is broken, hair recovery is often impaired. Stress and autoimmune hair loss. In alopecia areata, immune privilege around the follicle can collapse. Stress may influence T cells, mast cells, cytokines, neuropeptides, which may contribute to autoimmune attacks in susceptible people. I had an autoimmune disease as well. Why hair loss appears months later? This confuses many people. Someone gets stressed in January, hair sheds in March or April. Why? Because follicles cycle slowly. Hair often gets delayed reflection of past physiology. So your mirror may be showing you what happened months ago. It's happening in a delayed fashion. So why some people lose hair from stress and others don't? Because vulnerability differs. Factors include genetics, iron levels, thyroid health, inflammation load, androgen sensitivity, sleep quality, nutrient reserves, and nervous system resilience. Stress is not equal across all bodies. So what to consider when testing? If shedding is significant, you need to discuss evaluation with a qualified healthcare professional. Common things people investigate include ferritin, CBC complete blood count, vitamin D, vitamin B12, zinc, and thyroid panel. But I also recommend getting an iron panel. You get a fasting glucose test done, get an insulin test done, and HbA1c, hormone markers when relevant. So what actually helps the HPA axis? Let's talk about that. Many people buy products but never change the signals. So real recovery often comes from repeated safety signals. Daily habits matter. So consistent sleep schedule, sunlight in the morning, walking, exercise, protein-rich meals. You need to hit your protein targets. Stable blood sugar, stress management, and reduced overstimulation. So decrease your time scrolling in TV. Recovery time, emotional regulation. Hair doesn't respond to one good day. Hair responds to patterns. The truth most people need to hear. Sometimes hair loss is not your scalp failing you. It is your body adapting to survival mode. Hair production is energy expensive. When the body senses danger for a long period of time, beauty signals define and growth pauses, repair slows. So the final message, before blaming only genetics, shampoo, or one hormone, you need to understand this. A dysregulated HPA axis tells follicles to rest, inflame, miniaturize, and stop regenerating. And because your scalp may have its own local stress axis, healing may require both calming the body and calming the scalp. Some people do not need stronger products. First, they need a system that no longer believes it is under threat. And when the body finally feels safe again, hair often starts responding and you often start getting results very, very quickly without any external products or external factors involved. So make sure you are understanding how to fix this and how to fix your local HPA axis and your internal HPA axis. Now I'm going to give you some things that you can use to fix this issue right now. With absorption problems, you're going to drink apple cider vinegar and balsamic vinegar shots on alternating days. I will show you on how to make it. Okay, so here is how you're going to make the drink. I'm going to show you one by one. So you're going to take about this much water, right? And you're going to heat it for 30 seconds. That's enough. And then you're going to take apple cider vinegar, right? This is with the mother. So make sure you take it with the mother. You're going to just mix it. And then you're going to take 1 tablespoon and you're going to put it in there. Mix it. And then you're going to drink it with the straw. And you need to drink it with the straw because the acid is going to wear and tear against your tooth enamel and you don't want that. So drink it with the straw right before your dinner. Even if it's like 5 minutes before dinner, that's still okay because it will start to work right away. So if on Monday you're going to drink apple cider vinegar before dinner, then on Tuesday you're going to drink balsamic vinegar. So again, you're going to take a glass with this much water. You're going to heat it up for 30 seconds. And then you're going to take 1 tablespoon, full tablespoon, mix it, and then drink it again with the straw. So balsamic vinegar is a little bit stronger than apple cider vinegar in terms of taste. So the first time you drink it, if you're not used to balsamic vinegar in your salads, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to drink. But then over time, you'll get used to it, and then you will understand and feel in your own body how it actually feels when your food is getting absorbed correctly and how your food is getting extracted from the minerals and the vitamins and it's going into your body instead of being released in your bowel movements undigested. And keep doing this for 3 to 4 months and you will see a difference for sure. But then after that, you're going to want to keep it in your diet for many, many years to come. And that's going to really help you not only absorb the vitamins and minerals from the supplements that you eat, but you will also see that when your gut health improves, your hair will also improve. Next, this will fix your gut problems and your absorption problems. Next, if you have high cortisol all the time and even at night when you cannot sleep, you're going to take this one supplement. I'm going to put it here on the screen because the pronunciation just makes my tongue tied in a knot. Take this one capsule every single night, 1 hour before you sleep. No TV, no phones, no scrolling, no blue light, nothing. You're going to take it, go to sleep. It's going to not work in the first 3 weeks. I'm telling you, it will not work in the first 3 weeks. It's going to start working in the 4th week. I've been taking it for 4 months, so I can tell you that for sure it's not going to work in the first 3 weeks. So what is this going to do? It's going to lower your cortisol at nighttime. When it lowers your cortisol at nighttime, you will be able to sleep better throughout the night, and your cortisol will be down. So your body is going to be able to repair itself. Your hair is going to be able to repair itself during the 8-hour window that you will be sleeping. Now, during the day, you cannot take this supplement because, like I said, it works for sleep. But when you research about it, it says for cognitive function and brain health. Do not take it during the day because sometimes you need cortisol during the day in order for you to get your work done. If you don't have cortisol during the day, if you don't have a stress response during the day, you're going to feel very lazy and you're not going to do the work that needs to get done, and you're going to start putting things off, which is also not good. So that has fixed your absorption. That has fixed your stress levels at night. Now, the third thing you're going to fix is you're going to start taking warm foods in your diet and not taking anything cold. No cold coffee, no ice caps, no cold sodas, no cold water, no ice, no fridge items. Everything you are going to eat and drink is going to be warm, whether it's yogurt, whether it's cottage cheese, whether it's a fruit or a vegetable. Yes, even cucumber. You're going to heat it for 30 seconds in the microwave, and then you're going to consume it because you need to start that stagnant energy in your body. You need to get it flowing, and to get it flowing, you need to keep your fluids and your food warm. Throughout the day, you're going to drink 2 liters of water with 1 piece of ginger. I usually use dry ginger because it doesn't get moldy very quickly. Take 1 dry ginger, put some warm, very, very warm water in it. Drink that throughout the day. Have the warm water in a steel insulated thermos tumbler. That way it doesn't cool down very quickly and you don't have to keep heating up the water. Take these 3 solutions that I have given you right now. Start applying them in your life. Start fixing your internal health as well as your local health, because your local health responds to your internal health and has a communication system. And the last thing you can do is, if your scalp is extremely inflamed, like mine gets extremely inflamed once a month, it gets extremely inflamed. It hurts so much I cannot put my head on the pillow. So in that case, what I do is I take yogurt, I heat it up for 30 seconds. I use 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with black pepper, mix it up and apply it to my scalp. Leave it on for 3 hours. It will help calm the inflammation, and then just go and take a shower. It does not stain the scalp yellow if you wash it out properly. Go ahead and apply these solutions to your temporary problems right now and let me know in the comments down below. I'm adding this video to a playlist, so make sure you go ahead and watch the playlist. Sit with a book, a paper, and a pen, because you're going to want to write things down. When you watch my videos, make sure you are watching them while you are sitting down, because I give a lot of information and the videos go very, very quickly. So you'll not be able to retain all the information and remember all the information. So go ahead, watch the playlist, write things down, and start applying it to your life today. If you start today, I can almost guarantee you by the end of this year, you're going to see lots of improvement, not only in your body, but also in your stress, in your inflammation, and in your scalp and hair growth. So let me know in the comments down below on how I can help you further improve your hair growth, and help you stop your hair loss and improve your hair growth journey.